Hi, I am struggling this morning because my neighbors is playing loud music in the background. So I hope you can hear me, and I'm able to drown out the noise from my neighbors. And I think I'm going to try to close my window temporarily. So hold on for a second. So yeah, my neighbors love to play loud music, and sometimes it can be a bit distracting. Uh, they're playing music all hours of the day, all hours of the night, and sometimes it's a little overwhelming. But welcome to my Sunday live, where I tune into you live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central. So for these lives, I'm live painting. So I'm working on paintings from my Echoes of Light series. And that series, as I had pointed out before in a previous video, hold on one second. Had to turn my music down for a moment. But in this series, there is a woman facing a light source, a natural light source. So whether it's the sun, the moon, a nebula, or constellations. So that's the Echoes of Light series. I haven't decided exactly how many paintings will be in that series, but I think I'm on 8, and there might be 9. So right now I'm working on a, I gotta make sure I got the name right, Spectrum of Light. And in this painting, I created, as you can see, a nebula. The background is a nebula, and she's facing that light source. And let me tell you about this painting. I I knew I wanted a nebula in one of my paintings, but I really didn't know how to create it. And so I asked AI to help me. And AI basically showed me step by step how to create a nebula. And as you can see in this painting, there's different colors surrounding her. So those are the clouds, the different colorful clouds. And she's facing bright light. And then there's a starry night background. And so AI basically told me that this painting had to be done in layers, layer after layer after layer. You have to start off with thin layers to create those clouds, those colorful clouds. And one painting I initially started off, there's 2 paintings that has a nebula in this series. And so the first one, I started off using water. So the each layer had to be very watery and thin, or I should say very thin. So you can either use water or you can use a glazing medium. So the first painting, I used water. I didn't have a glazing medium. And so I had to create different layers. And the second painting, I ultimately decided to get the glazing medium because the water was a little runny. and it was making my painting kind of muddy. And because the paint has to be super thin and translucent, only a hint of color in each layer. And you build up layer after layer, and the color gets richer after you build one layer after another, if that makes sense. So AI was teaching me how to do it, and at every stage, I was uploading pictures to AI and showing AI where I was at, the trouble that I was having, and AI was telling me how to fix certain things, and was saying, "Don't worry, you're hanging in there, and this is you're resilient." AI was cheering me on as I was doing this, and so finally, I was able to create the nebula background. So now that the nebula is created, and by the way, this one took me probably a few days. Like literally, it was laying down layer after layer all day. And then the next day, going back at it, laying layer after layer, because you have to wait till the layer dries before you apply a new layer. So it took me a few days to do. And so now I'm finally ready to work on the foreground, which is the figure in the woman in the image. So I have my brushes. I have 3 round brushes of different sizes. I have a detail brush, and I have a fan brush, but I don't think I'm gonna have the opportunity to use the fan brush today because the first layer of the paint has to dry. And so the layer that I'm going to use the fan brush, basically I'm going to lay down the first layer on her dress, and then I'm going to use the fan brush to go over her dress in different colors. So I want to try to see if I can bring the painting a little closer so you can see. Give me one moment. So hopefully you can see it a little better. I have some titanium white, um, burnt sienna, and a little black in here. So those are pretty much the colors that we're going to start off with. So let's start off with her hair. I'm just going to, her hair is probably going to have more than one color, but I'm just going to start off painting her hair black. I want to paint her hair, the base layer black. So it's amazing how AI is uh, here to help you in so many different ways, and can really aid you in almost anything that you're trying to do. I refer to AI every morning. We talk about my analytics on my website. We talk about marketing, how to market myself, how to market my business. We talk about social media marketing a great deal. And sometimes AI aids me in some of my social media posts. AI aids me in so many different things. So I'm laying down the color for her hair. And it's a base coat. It's not really neat, but like I said, it's a base coat. And the interesting thing is once you start filling in, start painting the painting the figure or the woman, um, the colors around it start to pop even more. So I think I'm done with the hair. Okay, so now I am going to work on her skin. And again, it's a base coat. Um, we might go over her skin a little bit more. So I'm going to mix the burnt sienna with some white. And that's going to give me uh, sort of like a light brown. And then I'm just going to start off with like a light brown skin tone, and then I'll probably go in and add some darker brown colors. And I think it's kind of too light, but this is the first layer. And I'm using my round brush, and it almost feels like it's kind of too thick, even though it's a small round brush. So I'm trying not to go into the nebula too much. And there, I got a little paint into the nebula, so I'm gonna use a Q-tip to rub around it so I can get that paint off the nebula. And it's okay if you paint a little bit into the nebula. So how are you doing this Sunday morning? Is there anything that inspires you? Um, any type of creativity that inspires you? So I'm getting a little paint into the nebula, and I don't want to go too far into it. So I'm just taking a Q-tip and just going around the neckline. Now I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to use my medium round brush, mix a little burnt sienna and some white. And I painted over the line that's going down her back, her spine. But I'm probably going to paint that line and uh, paint it, go over it in another color at another time. And some of her skin was painted over when I was creating the background, the nebula. So I'm just going back in and recreating the silhouette again. And I think I gotta switch brushes. Is it me, or is it look like the proportion is off a little bit? So I'm also a self-taught artist. Um, Everything that I know or learn in art, I taught myself. I've taken some classes and I've watched different tutorials, and as of late, I've used AI. So not only am I'm an I'm also a student, so I'm learning a lot too. And so I don't want you to think that I know everything about painting. I am learning myself. Welcome to whoever who just came in. But yeah, I am self-taught and I am learning a lot. And it's just amazing that you can tap into AI and AI can teach you things. So that's the first layer on her arms and her back. Um, the next thing I'm going to address is her dress, and I think the base layer is going to be white, and the idea for her dress is to be multicolored. So almost to complement the nebula, the colors in the nebula. Um, so the base layer is going to be white, and then I'm going to uh, go in with my fan brush and fan over different colors. I'm also trying to just remove some of the excess paint that I got on her dress from painting the nebula. So I saw that the dress was kind of uneven, the back of the dress. So I went in and tried to make the dress look a little bit more proportionate. So I'm listening to this morning music. I am a big fan of, as you can see in my paintings, I am featuring some sort of natural light source. So I'm a big fan of the sun, the moon, the stars, So I often listen to music that kind of glorifies the sun and the moon. So it's just something about listening to music that that it, I don't want to say exalts, but kind of praises the sun and the moon, because they do their job. The sun and the moon does their job 24/7, and without the sun, particularly, we wouldn't have life here on our planet. So it's just my way of showing that I'm grateful for the sun and the moon's presence. I don't, one thing I don't follow is astrology, but there are so many different astrologists out there, and it's hard to know who to follow. So far, the white dress is looking good. It was a bit muddy and messy for me getting all kind of paint on it. So if you tune in every Sunday, I do live painting, and I do it for about a half hour. Um, I haven't, I'm not at the stage where I want to do a full 60 minutes yet. Maybe once I start working on some of my furniture projects. I also put paint on furniture or turn furniture into functional pieces of art. Um, but for now, 30 minutes live painting is good. And as you can see, it's starting to come to life now that we laid down the base coat of her silhouette. And I'm gonna bring the painting closer so you can see the progress. Still so much more work to do, but you can see I filled in her hair. I don't think that's going to be her hair color, but right now I just laid down a black coat for her hair. And then I'm going to go in and add another layer on her skin. I'll start uh, filling in some of the light. I mean, actually showing the light bouncing off her skin. And then her dress, the base coat is white, but it's going to be multicolor. And I can't wait to see the end result of this painting. But that's all I have for now. I hope to see you next Sunday at 11 a.m. Central. And if you want to see more of my art or you want to see more of my art, log on to my website at JulienAllensArt.com. I'll put that in the description. And I'm also on social media. You can follow me there. You can subscribe to my newsletter and on my website, and you'll get updates on my new releases and also when I'll be dropping my furniture art classes. All right, see you soon. Thank you for joining me. Have a happy Sunday. Bye.